Hello, good evening everyone. This is Anubhav from Dive to Learn and today we will discuss about the Age of Johnson, which is also known as the Age of Transition. Talking about the historical and literary features of the age, it was the age of transition, the double tendency was there was a return to nature, there was new learning and philosophies emerging from all over the world, and there was a decline of political writing. First of all, let's talk about the reactionary school. Reactionary school was started by Samuel Johnson. He was born in 1709. His first poem was London, published in 1738, written in heroic couplets. His famous poem is The Vanity of Human Wishes, published in 1749, an imitation of 10th satire of Juvenal. In 1744 appeared his prose, The Life of the Savage. Here on your screens, the famous Dr. Johnson. In 1747, he began his work on the Dictionary of the English Language, which is a epic work as far as English literature is concerned. In its preface, he states that to preserve the meaning and ascertain the meaning of our English idiom was his aim. He also wrote periodicals for the Rambler. He wrote Rasselas, Prince of Abyssinia, published in 1759 in order to pay for his mother's funeral, and his second great work, Shakespeare, was published in 1765. His A Journey to the Western Island of Scotland is a travel book, and his last work was The Lives of the Poets. He is also known for his Johnsonese style, a pompous, artificial, and verbose prose style. Now we will talk about the major transitional poets, James Thomson and Oliver Goldsmith. Here on your screens are the transitional poets, James Thomson and Oliver Goldsmith. James Thomson is well known for his poem Winter, which in 1730 became The Seasons. It's a blank verse poem dealing with the natural scenes on the Scottish border, and Thomson wrote Liberty, a dull poem in blank verse. In 1748, the last year of his life, he published The Castle of Indolence, a poem in Spenserian stanzas which give a description of a lotus land. Thomson also wrote a bad tragedy, Sophonisba, published in 1729, and a masque, Alfred, in collaboration with Mallet. Oliver Goldsmith is famous for The Deserted Village, which is a very famous novel. His first poem was The Traveller, which deals with the wanderings throughout Europe. Goldsmith wrote two dramas, The Good-Natured Man, and more famous one, She Stoops to Conquer, which is frequently asked in NET exam. The minor transitional poets are Thomas Gray, William Collins, William Cowper, George Crabbe, Mark Akenside, Christopher Smart, William Shenstone, Charles Churchill, and Robert Blair. Now I will discuss all of them one by one. Here it is on your screens. Thomas Gray, famous for his As Written in a Country Churchyard. Thomas Gray is famous for As Written in a Country Churchyard, published in 1751. He is also famous for his Pindar Records. William Collins is famous for his Persian Eclogues, and his Odes is also famous. One of notable of his odes is Ode to Evening. William Cowper is famous for his Only Hymns, published in 1779. His long poem The Task is also quite popular for simple and family themes. Other of his famous poems are Epitaph on a Hare, On the Receipt of My Mother's Picture, and The Castaway. George Crabbe is famous for the library, the village, the burrow, and tales. It is to be remembered that the village should not be confused with the deserted village. Mark Akenside is famous for Smollett's caricature of him in Peregrine Pickle. His best political poem is an epistle to Curio. His known work is The Pleasures of Imagination, and Christopher Smart is famous for a song to David. William Shenstone is known for The Schoolmistress, published in 1742. Charles Churchill is famous for The Rosciad in 1761 and The Prophecy of Famine, published in 1763. Robert Blair is famous for The Grave, written in 1743. Now we'll discuss about the new school of Robert Burns and William Blake. Robert Burns is known for his poetry. He is known as the peasant poet. His solo poetical work is his poems, published in 1786, and he is famous for Tom O'Shanter and the Quota Saturday Night, a descriptive piece of more than 200 songs. He is also known for his poems like Oh My Love's Like a Red Rose, The Holy Fair, A Fond Kiss, and My Heart's is in the Highlands. Here on your screens are Robert Burns and William Blake. William Blake is famous for his poetical sketches. This was followed by Songs of Innocence. His other books are the Book of Thale, The French Revolution, The Visions of Daughters of Albion. In 1794 appeared his another famous work, Songs of Experience. His famous visionary books are the First Book of Urizen, the Book of Ahania, the Book of Laws, and the Song of Laws. A New Christian Ethic is seen in his Milton and Jerusalem, published in 1804. Other poets are James Macpherson, Thomas Chatterton, and Robert Ferguson. Macpherson is famous for his fragment of ancient poetry collected in the Highlands of Scotland and translated from the Gaelic or Erse language. He is also famous for Fingal and Timora. Chatterton is famous for the Rowley poems and the Battle of Hastings. Ferguson is famous for his poems dealing with the Scottish life, such as The King's Birthday in Edinburgh, To the Throne Kick Bell, and Farmer's Ingle. We are now on Play Store. The Dare to Learn app is out now on Play Store. You can download it and dive to learn. So that's the end to our today's lecture. In our next lecture, we will discuss about the novelists and prose writers and conclude the age of transition. Thank you. Keep learning and dive to learn. It's Anubhav signing off.